All right. So we're just making sure that everything is copacetic. It's copacetic on Twitter because I can see it. Let's see if it's copacetic on Instagram. Copacetic is one of my favorite words. I don't know about you guys.
We'll see how many times you could work it in today.
We'll figure that out. Yeah.
Every single match prediction.
Yeah, we'll try to feed you, but we'll get you to work it in a few times.
Okay, so now I have to. I'm just doing some technical difficulty work here, people. We're gonna get this thing going on Instagram. I'm sure you can see us on Twitter and YouTube right now. We're getting some kinks worked out here, and then we're gonna get this show on the road. Are you guys excited for
the moon?
To the moon! I am excited. I have been on a wrestling high since Thursday.
Same.
Oh yeah,
Same.
This whole week is just like build up. You know,
It's
every
just
single
too
day
much.
there's been something to look. Every single day there's been something to look forward to.
Yeah. Tuesday was good.
All right.
Then we had Thursday.
All right. So, all right, guys, you ready? I'm going to play us a little opening video, and then we're going to get this thing started. Here we go.
Let's do it.
The recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Happy SummerSlam weekend, friends. Welcome to the AWIP Piece of Business Joint Preview Show. I am your co-host, Brent Piles, and of course, I have got the man with me who is too important for jury duty, the mayor of Canton. Mayor, how you doing?
I completely forgot about that. I'm so important. The mayor forgot about jury duty altogether. They just said, "You're good. You don't need to show up. You're good."
You're the fucking mayor, so why should you have to do fucking jury duty?
Yeah, guilty. I mean, no. Vote for me, my fellow constituents.
There we go. We also have another man here with us who he usually does cool intros for us on his show. So I want to do one for him. So I'm going to steal his gimmick here, and I'm going to do a cool intro for him. Here we go. He is the hurricane fighting, the pretty deadly loving, southern fried playboy. Folks, he's more over than Ric Flair on the subway. Jeremy, co-host of Piece of Business Podcast, EPL and NFL on your Twitter gimmick. How you doing, pal, and how did I do with your gimmick?
Man, you did great, my friend, and you did steal my gimmick because you stole one of my lines, Brent. You stole one of my lines. I had it in my back pocket, but you took it, so I'm going to have to work on the fly here. I'm calling this thing in the ring.
My bad. I wanted to run it by you, but then again, I didn't want to surprise you, so that's why I didn't want to run it by you.
You did. Outstanding. A great introduction.
Thank you. Now we're going to let you have your own gimmick back and let you introduce our other illustrious host.
Very good, very good. I will do that. You know, joining the other half of the Piece of Business tag team from across the ocean and from the future. He is the barroom brawling, disco dancing, dynamite stretching, intercontinental playboy. Folks, he's more over than Summerslam with Eva Marie. At GA Russellnut, Glenn Abbott. Glenn, let me ask you a question, my friend. When's the last time you made woo-woo on a choo-choo?
Ooh, that's a lot of years ago.
Sometimes you just have to close your eyes and think of England. Brett, take control of this piece of business before Glenn starts telling stories from the deepest, darkest corners of the DJ booth.
That's going to be AWI Pod After Dark. That's going to be after SummerSlam. I'm sorry, Mayor. What did you say?
I said, would that not be the Mile High Club and be the Mile Rail Club?
That depends on Glenn. If it's the Mile Rail Club, that depends. On
I was going to say. I think that depends on who you are. I think is how that depends.
Don't have to be surfing to hang 10.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget, we're giving away the Finn Balor elite figure here. It's still time for you to win. Say something clever, make me laugh, and maybe I'll send this your way. You never freaking know. He's a very handsome Irish man, and he'd love to be in your living room / man cave or wherever you want to put him. So,
folks, this is a genuine thing because we have a winner amongst us of one of the other figures.
I am a former winner of an AWIP contest. Yeah, so
before the mayor,
his gimmicks.
Before the mayor joined the show, he got one too. So both of y'all points.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Unfortunately, Glenn lives across the seas, which shipping costs too much, so he can't win.
Yeah,
I can't even get my AWIP T-shirt that I was promised.
Let me ask you this though, Glenn. Shout out to my beautiful wife. She's got wonderful hair, Rachel, for making me this lovely piece of business shirt here. Far too pickled to die, which Jeremy said on their show about Ric Flair. This is I love this shirt. I think it's amazing. So shout out to my wife for that one.
What's her hair got to do with it?
Have you seen my wife's hair?
I think I've seen a picture, but I don't know that I've seen a recent picture.
Her hair is very beautiful. It used to be a thing on the show where I would talk about her hair all the time. So I still get that. And I can. Well, pals, what do you think? Let's talk about some wrestling. What do you think?
Yeah,
I think it's a good idea.
Why not?
That's what we're here for, right?
That's what we're here for. So we're going to do tomorrow night's show first. We're going to talk about some NXT Takeover 36. The first match I've got here is LA Knight, a.k.a. Eli Drake for Jeremy, taking on Cameron Grimes. If Grimes loses, DiBiase will come LA Knight's butler. Jeremy, we're going to let you kick us off. What do you think?
All right, man. I tell you what, these two guys have been absolutely killing it. As I've said on the Piece of Business podcast, they could not have picked two better people to play these parts. If I had to go with a winner here, I think Cameron Grimes is going to take this match. He's going to free himself of his butler duties, and I am just holding out hope that Vince doesn't see him, bring him to Monday night, put him in overalls, call him Hillbilly Jr., and ruin his life. But we'll see. I'm going Cameron Grimes here.
Get that goddamn shirt off, pal, and put on these overalls. God damn it, I love it. Anyway, Glenn, what do you think? You agreeing with Jeremy, or are you going the other way?
I've got to agree with Jeremy because I cannot see the $1 Million Man being anybody's butler, and certainly not Eli Drake, LA Knight. Certainly not his butler. So it's Cameron Grimes to win.
The mayor is longtime close personal friends with Ted DiBiase. They actually were talked on a phone call before this podcast, correct?
Yes, very, very much so. Me and Ted, we go way back to a couple years ago. You know, we talked about some stocks, and I heard he gave some good tips to Cameron, and Cameron's doing all right for himself here as well. My pick is also going to be Cameron Grimes, but would it not be awfully clever if somehow LA Knight brought in one Virgil and snuck him in to help assist make $1 Million Man the butler for LA Knight, which I don't see happening, but I think it'd be awfully clever and fun. A little fun twist. But I think Cameron Grimes wins. I think LA Knight moves. I don't know what they'll do next with him, but I kind of see that storyline going apart, and LA Knight kind of, I don't know, both of them kind of going up in the company towards more of the main event picture.
I definitely would have to agree with that. I mean, I think this thing has run its course. It's to the point where I don't know where else we can go with it. It's been really entertaining. I'm not taking anything away with it. It's been, Cameron Grimes, Jeremy says this on Piece of Business all the time. The camera loves Cameron Grimes. He just is full of charisma. This should be a really good match. All the matches that they have had been good. But if they're going to get Virgil in there, they better get some breadsticks and that hashtag fuck money, if you know what I mean. It's a clean sweep for all of us here.
I just hope that as it goes on, that they still keep Ted involved with Cameron Grimes in some way or another, sort of as a mentor.
Absolutely, I agree.
He's been a breath of fresh air since he's come back, and the guy. It's all good about charisma. He's had it from day one. We've on our show we've watched some early matches of his. He had it then, and he's still got it now. So.
I want to say I actually got a comment on Instagram. As I told these guys, StreamYard changed some stuff, so I can't show the comments on here. Shout out to Renee Sky Song. She's an AWI Pod Hall of Famer. She's here with us. Shout out to Renee. But yeah, I agree that I can't see Grimes losing this match. I think Grimes wins. Ted's probably going to help him a little bit, I'm sure.
Yes.
And Grimes will get the win here. Now, here's where we're going to get down to business. You guys ready? This is the match I know I'm most excited for. I know a lot of people out there probably feel the same way. Walter takes on Ilya Dragunov for the UK Championship. Jeremy's excited. We're going to let Glenn pick first. Glenn, what do you think?
I think Walter's staying with Imperium, and Ilya's coming back to the UK with the title. Walter's had it for long enough, and they've done a really good job over the last few weeks of selling Ilya to the American audience.
I agree.
And I think that coming back with the title, he'll actually get more eyes on NXT UK, which is desperately needing, because, as we say week in and week out, it is the best product on WWE by far. And there's too many people keep on saying, well, nobody watches it. And hopefully this will actually get eyes on it with Ilya coming back with the title.
I mean, if you didn't watch the NXT UK this Thursday, I highly recommend checking it out. Even if you've never watched that show before, I think if you watch that, it's probably going to hook you in to watch more, because I don't watch it week to week either. But that Thursday show was really, really good from top to bottom. It was nonstop, great action. Even the video package was really good. Mayor, what do you think? You going with Walter, or are you going with what Glenn said?
I second that this is the match that I'm most excited for the entire weekend. Huge Walter fan. I don't want to see him lose the title yet. I don't want to ever see Walter lose, honestly. I mean, he's probably my favorite in-ring performer in all of wrestling. God, I'm torn. I'm going to go Walter. Walter retains, just because I don't want to see him ever lose. I want to see, whenever he does make his full-time trip across the pond, as they say, to actually just relinquish the title. That's so. I'm going to say Walter. I think he keeps his streak going.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and agree with Glenn. I think that Dragunov is going to win it here, because I do think that Walter's going to end up staying, in American NXT with Imperium, and possibly be the next challenger for the NXT Championship, because I could totally see him holding that title. So that's what I'm going with. Jeremy, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I like the mayor's idea there. I think I had said something about that a long time ago, about him kind of following the Oscar path of just giving it up, not ever actually losing it. But this is the chance they have now to make somebody with Ilya. So I think, I'm going with Ilya here. I think they're going to put him over Walter and make a new top guy. And he is certainly good enough to hold the belt over there in the UK.
Can I ask one question of you? You guys are much more familiar with the NXT UK product than I am. Was Ilya a product of NXT, or was he large in like the scene before that?
He was big in Germany.
Okay.
Him and Walter were actually tag team partners at one point in XWX in Germany on the Indies. They've been around for a long time together. Walter came into Progress over here, and then Ilya followed him. There was a lot, and then it was a knock on that NXT UK took a lot of the Progress people, and that's how he became part of the NXT program.
Okay.
There we go. See, dropping knowledge up in here. Dropping knowledge. Shout out to Dre. Shout out to Dre, who's watching over from Indonesia. He said Walter broke the super long streak of Pete Dunne, which he did. He shattered that Pete Dunne record at this point.
He's approaching Bruno here.
That's next on his list, pal.
Only 7 more years.
If I'm booking it, you're breaking Bruno's streak, Walter. Give me a call.
Walter never loses again. He's like 555-0.
And I think that's going to be his first feud in NXT. Oh. No, with Pete Dunne.
Okay, that makes much more sense, Glenn.
That does make a lot more sense than Bruno. You're right. Yes, it does. Next one we're going to get to is the NXT Women's Title match. Raquel Gonzalez against her former running mate Dakota Kai. Man, you get to go first here. You're wearing a tuxedo. You're sweating like a motherfucker. Go ahead.
Well, I think I said it was going to be or the third match that we're predicting before the jacket went off. That's really this is probably the match that I'm least interested in on this. Not to say that it's going to be a bad match.
I agree with you on that.
I was real big into Raquel's run when she was feuding with Rhea, but since Rhea's been out of the picture, I kind of have lost interest in pretty much most of the women's division of NXT, other than pretty much all of it, honestly. I don't know what it is. I just think that it's kind of been flat for me. But I still see Raquel retaining, maybe even almost in a squash. I don't know. I'm gonna say Raquel retains. I'm just not terribly into this whole feud right now.
I thought it was like the turn I thought was good, but I do agree with you a little bit that Raquel's run has been a little bit lackluster. I would have to agree with you there. I don't know what it is about it either, because I was really high on her before she won the title, but I don't know. It's just kind of fallen flat for me. Maybe not legitimate challengers, because I watched NXT every week and I just wondered, like, when's Dakota Kai going to turn on her? Because I couldn't think of anybody else that she could wrestle. So I really don't know where to go with this one. Like, most of the matches on this card, I knew coming into it, like, who I was going to pick, but like this one, I really don't know. I'm going to say Raquel retains just because I don't know. That seems like the most likely scenario to me. So that's what I'm going with. Jeremy, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think it's Raquel. I think that's the answer. I know that Dakota has, I want to say, worked a little bit on Main Event recently.
Yeah, I did see that.
You know, and lately the pattern has been when they put one of those NXT folks on Main Event, they are not long for that brand, and they are coming up. So
unless you're Bronson Reed, and then they release you.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know what that was about. But anyway, no, I think Raquel retains, and Dakota goes to either Monday or Friday.
I could see that definitely happening. You close us out. And what do you think?
I was going to go with Dakota until Jeremy came up with that little fact, and that swayed me back to Raquel, because if they're going to take Dakota up, then there is absolutely no one on there at the moment, unless they start fishing around in NXT UK, which is a possibility.
Kaylee Ray.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. She's probably second best woman in the world at the moment.
I mean, I can't argue that. So it's a clean sweep for Raquel here too. We are all taking Raquel to win.
Yes. Yeah.
And here we go. I don't think this is going to main event. So that's what I'm going with. Karrion Kross will defend his NXT championship against Samoa Joe. I get to go first. I think Joe's going to beat him just because, we've seen Kross on Raw, and I feel like maybe we're going to see Kross on Raw more. And so I feel like Joe's going to take this thing from him. Maybe I'm going to steal this from Glenn. He said it on his show. Maybe then Joe faces Walter for the NXT championship, which I would love to see that fight.
Fast forward to that.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, so I think this should be a really hard hitting contest. This will be the first time we've seen Joe in the ring in a while, so that'll be fun. I'm taking Samoa Joe. Jeremy, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean this one's going to be a brutal, physical. I like it. I like the match. I'm going to enjoy it, I think. But Yeah, Cross has to be called up. I mean, they kind of telegraphed that a little bit too much, I think. The easy pick here is Joe, and I'm taking the easy way out. Samoa Joe wins.
Easy way out's the best way to go. Glenn?
You already said it. I've made it public.
Spoiler alerts all over the place on that one, pal. Dre just said Joe. So I think Dre's going with Joe. I want to think. Mayor of Canton, who you taking?
In the words of Rocky 3, there's no easy way out. Oh, wait, that's Rocky 4. Never mind. But unfortunately, there is an easy way out, and I don't see Cross retaining here. I think Joe wins it, and it's going to be a hell of a match. Just brutal match, and I cannot wait for this one too. This one's probably, it might even be the match that I'm second most interested in and wanting to see this whole entire weekend. I wasn't a huge fan of Jeff Hardy beating Cross, but now the cat's out of the bag, so let him go to Raw and fumble around.
The story that they've told since then with him, he got his redemption with Jeff Hardy this week, putting him to sleep.
Yeah.
You know,
so
it's a good time. We always say with NXT UK, what it does well, it's the way it treats its losers. It always builds to a story, and that is the one thing that they've actually done with Karrion Kross since he went up, is that they gave him that loss, but then they've built him up, and then he just went and the guy that beat him when he first came up, he just went and squashed him.
Yeah.
Can we get?
I also think that maybe they were going to do something.
If they could bring him up, though.
Yeah, I think they were going to do something where like he maybe like didn't have his mojo until they brought Scarlett up with him. I think that might have been something that they were planning. Which, if you got that man on TV and you don't got Scarlett with him, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know.
She is a main event talent.
At that point, you've got Mark Miro without Sable, and how did that go?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nobody wants that.
No.
We saw how that went, Mark. I apologize. No offense, Brock.
Mayor, we got a question for you.
He was.
Dre wants to know what's your go-to meal and go-to snack for SummerSlam tonight. We got to know.
Probably gonna get pizza and maybe some combos. Stop and get some combos. See if I can find the new bacon cheddar ones. If not, delicious. I'm gonna go with the 7-layer dip, and then probably just a pepperoni pizza from Giannino's, which is a local place here.
There we go, pal. There we go. We're getting chicken from a place called Cocky's. Jeremy's on board. I can see it in his eyes.
Hey, listen. You know,
sounds like something Ric Flair gives out in the subway.
Yeah.
No, he can't give that out anymore. He's got to give out something else. Anyhow, Adam Cole is going to take on Kyle O'Reilly in a 2 out of 3 falls match. First match is a straight up wrestling match. Second fight's a street fight. And the third fall, if needed, will be a cage match. Jeremy, who are you taking?
I'm taking the fans on this one, Brent. I think the people are going to love it. I think it's going to be violent and brutal. I will deduct a few points for excessive leg slapping. Looking at you, Adam Cole. It'll be interesting to see what the result is. I mean, if Cole loses and O'Reilly leaves him laying in the ring, and Adam Cole gets his, a standing ovation from the crowd, that might be a signal that Mr. Cole may not be long for this brand. I've always been on board with him staying at NXT forever, and running that place. I'm not sure where he goes on Monday or Friday, but you never know. He might show up on Wednesdays on that other brand. This is a tough one to pick, but I think I'm going with O'Reilly. This is 50-50 for me. This is a hard one.
This one is really a coin toss. Now it's your turn to toss the coin, Glenn. Who are you taking?
Adam Cole, baby.
There we go. There it is. Nothing else.
You think he's staying? You think he's staying around, Glenn? You think he's staying a WWE product, or is he?
I think
you think he's done.
I think he's got one more pay-per-view in him, and then he's done.
Okay.
Interesting.
I don't
Mayor?
because I don't
Sorry.
because I don't think that they're going to take him up. I think they'll release him, and so I think it'll be one more pay-per-view out of it. They'll get their money's worth out of him, and then they'll let him go on good terms and not usual. Thank you for your service. Good luck in your future endeavors.
Right. Mayor of Canton, who are you taking?
All right, I will answer quickly on who wins, but then I'm going to say something that I think happens after the match.
Okay.
I think Kyle O'Reilly wins, and the most important thing that I see happening after the match, obviously it's going to go to the third fall. They're not going to just stick a cage above the ring for no reason.
No,
Come on.
That was the most ridiculous thing ever, saying it was a cage match.
The cage is what's playing into what I see happening here is in the big picture. Take yourself back to the night that Scott Hall and Kevin Nash left the WWF for the WCW, the curtain call event in the cage where the members hugged at the end of the show, closed the show, and then they went on their merry way. I see this setting up as a curtain call. Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, I know he's released. He'll be back tonight for one time. And Mr. Roddy Strong give themselves all a hug. Maybe even Shawn and Triple H come out for this hug. And this is where they kind of leave it up in the air and make you confused what's happening with Adam Cole. And they kind of play it as if he might be gone. He might go to Raw. He might go to SmackDown. You don't see him for months. He goes quiet. And then at the next big show, he comes out with all of Undisputed Era, not all of them, at either Raw or SmackDown, and they close the show with them, and then they kind of all bring them up together. I kind of see it like just so they can keep a buzz what's going to happen with Adam Cole, and then they're going to bring him up somewhere, maybe not with Undisputed Era, but I just kind of see that they're going to use this thing up in the air to get buzz on Adam Cole and make people want to watch.
Yeah, let him go and play Uno for a few months.
Yeah, let him go play on his left, right, up, down.
Shout
down.
out to DC Matthews. He'd love that. Shout out to DC.
So, he's going to get to play video games on his stream for a while and sit at home with Britt and live the good life.
Yeah.
I like it. I like that a lot.
Did you pick Cole or did you pick O'Reilly?
O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly. Sorry, I went a little long-winded there.
No, I like that. That's great.
No, that's great. Yeah, no, you're fine. I think O'Reilly's going to win just because I don't think he's going to get called up, and I don't think he's even going to be sticking around. I think you're going to end up seeing him on Wednesday night. So, which that pains me to say, and I don't say that pains me to say because like I hate AEW or anything like that. I don't want NXT to not have Adam Cole. NXT without Adam Cole, it just doesn't seem right to me. And this whole entire takeover to me feels like we're about to take NXT into a different place that it wasn't before. And like, this is like the final hoorah, I guess you could say, of the NXT that we used to know because it's about to turn into something different. So I think Cole's gone. And so at that point, it makes no sense I think Cole's gone. So it makes no sense for O'Reilly not to beat him. So I'm taking O'Reilly.
If he's leaving, there's no way they're going to let Adam Cole go out on a win, right?
No. And I'm sure he wouldn't want to. I'm sure he would say, no, I'm going to send my friend over before I leave.
Yeah.
Whether he goes on Wednesday nights or not, I don't, because the thing with Tyler Breeze is they've allowed him to stay within the up, down, down.
Oh, yeah.
Left, right franchise. Because he's not upset anybody and gone anywhere where he's not where. So I'm not sure that Adam Cole would actually sacrifice that with his mates to go to AEW.
You could be right.
We'll see. I think this is going to be something to really look forward to over the next couple months.
Oh, yeah.
Or not look forward to and then be very surprised.
Yeah.
If
one
I'm
or the other sounds good. All right, now it's time for the main event We're going to get into the SummerSlam predictions. The first match I have here, it's AJ and Omos taking on Jeremy's third or fourth maybe favorite tag team, RK Bro. And Jeremy gets to pick first. Jeremy, what are you doing here?
I am pumping my fist in support of RK Bro. I hope that we get scores and scores of ass birds from Mr. Riddle. RK Bro all the way. You're taking this thing off of AJ and Omos or Omos or Almost or whoever
Whatever.
he is. They've got some. I think they've got something with him. I think they will get him off of AJ here pretty quick. But there's never been a better time to put him on RK Bro and let those guys have a run with the belt with all the ass birds.
All the ass birds. Glenn, you taking ass birds or are you taking AJ and Omos?
I'm taking.
I got an ointment for that.
It's going to be RK Bro. I think that the thing is that Randy Orton wanted a bit of time off. And they thought that they were going to just drop RK Bro. But the fan reaction to it has brought them back together again. So it's going to be that puts the title on them.
I think we can thank John Cena because after they hit the RKO on him that one Monday, Cena came out after the cameras were off and brought them back together. So once again, John Cena saved us all.
Thanks, John.
All right, Mayor, who are you taking?
If you go back to the intro video that you played and put together earlier, which you did a great job on, you caught me.
That was a
doing
great
this.
piece of business, Brent. Good
Right
job.
here with the
Yes.
where I was doing the ass birds flying out to the wilderness here.
Yeah.
And recounting that, I am picking ass birds winning because I love this tag team. They're so fun together.
They are good. Good.
And the eventual breakup, and I mean, it just it writes itself. It's great. And RK Bro.
It's going to be some match at WrestleMania next year when they break up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You're absolutely right about that. I forgot to mention this before we started kicking this pay-per-view preview off. Brent Piles, I am the piece of business pay-per-view champion. I forgot to mention that. I'm reigning, defending piece of business pay-per-view champion. I brought my heater, the mayor, here with me and make sure we take that belt home, and that's why he's here. And because I'm trying to keep my belt, you think I'm going to be stupid and pick somebody else when y'all all picked RK Bro? No, I'm picking RK Bro.
With that, I need another alcoholic beverage.
Another pint.
Another pint for
Yeah,
Glenn here.
we are all picking a very similar choices here. So eventually, somebody's really gonna have to go out on a limb and take a flyer on something.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the NXT one, we got the UK Championship. A couple of us disagreed on, and then Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. Otherwise, it was a clean sweep. So,
Yeah.
Glenn, who are you picking? We got the Mysterios taking on the Usos. Who you got?
This is one that the fans lose. I lost interest in this after WrestleMania. I don't. Oh, go on. Let's go with the Mysterios.
You're going with the Mysterios, huh? It's an interesting choice.
He sounds very excited about the match.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the match.
Go get another pint, Glenn. Get two.
Yeah.
Double fist those pints.
Double fist those there, pal.
After
Might make this one a little bit more bearable.
it's the antithesis of Thursday, and after 4 pints, that's hard to say antithesis.
Absolutely, it is. I've only had a Coke today, and I can't say that fucking word. So, Mayor, who do you think is going to win this match that Glenn is so excited for?
Since we're using large words around here, I'm going to say I think the feeling is ubiquitous here, and we're all a little bored with this feud. We've seen it a few too many times. Usos win, and that's it. That's all I've got. Usos win.
All right.
I can't fire the guy for getting his 50 while he's keeping the belt.
Yeah, here's my theory here. I think that Dom is going to turn on his father, not during the match, but after the match. The Usos win. Dom beats up his father, and now we move to a Mysterios feuding against each other. But I think the Usos are going to win as well. Jeremy,
Dom's been down since day one ish.
Yep.
I mean, I'm with Brent on this. I mean, this to me has all the feeling of Dominic turning on his father, betraying his family. He is going to. Then we'll get the next several months of promos about how Dominic is talking about Ray may be short, but he casts a large shadow, and I've been standing in it my whole life. And blah,
Eddie
blah, blah,
Guerrero's
blah.
my real father.
And Eddie Guerrero is my real father. And they will eventually have their match at WrestleMania in Dallas. It will be an emotional match at WrestleMania. And eventually they will get back together there after the match, send the people in Dallas home happy. But I think the Usos win after Dominic screws his father.
How long have
In a wrestling way.
How long have I been saying that this man, my tag team partner, should be writing for the WWE?
Oh, no.
You should be. You'd probably do a much better job.
Was that a clean sweep on the Usos? Did we all pick Usos?
No, I went with Mysterios. I broke.
Glenn enthusiastically picked the Mysterios.
Yeah, he is.
He loves that match. He's actually got a sign made. He's going to go Mysterio. He's going to hold up his lyric group.
That tonight is the piss break.
Or as I like to call them, banana bread breaks, pal. Here we go. Jinder Mahal is going to take on his old pal Drew McIntyre. The mayor of Canton gets to pick first. This is a hoss fight. Who you got?
I think Drew loses Angela, the sword, goes on a streak of being upset that he's broke now like Baron Corbin because he's lost his sword, and they become a homeless tag team. No, I'm kidding. Drew McIntyre wins.
What do you mean you're kidding? I love it. Keep going. I was in on that. What do you mean?
I'm sorry. I just freelancing here off the top of my head.
Part of me would like to see Jinder win just because I'd like to see them maybe do a bit more with him. I mean, look at the guy, and he's got 2 lackeys with him now. I mean, he could do things with him, I think. So I'm gonna pick Drew just because I think Drew's gonna win, but I wouldn't be upset if Jinder did get the win. Jeremy?
Yeah, I like this match. I like both of these guys. I like hoss fights. It doesn't even need to be more than 5 or 6 minutes, and I'd be good with that. You know, I like this match. I had said that I thought Jinder maybe would win Money in the Bank while Drew was champion, and set up a match that way, a feud of former partners. I did not expect that the feud would be over a sword and a motorcycle, but Vince is going to Vince. But that's okay. I don't know. I mean, in playwriting, the old checkoff rule is that if you show a gun in the first act, somebody's getting shot in the third act. So my question is, who's getting stabbed? Is it Shanky? Is it Veer? Somebody's got to get stabbed, right? We got to see some sword play happening tonight. Whatever happens,
we did see the
Drew McIntyre
on fire on live television, so we could see a stabbing.
True.
There you go.
Mayor watched an episode of fucking Superstars a couple of weeks ago where the fucking Berserker tried to murder the Undertaker, which you can't murder the Undertaker, number one, because he's a dead guy. So you can't kill him. He's already dead.
Right.
And there's Fury, he's coming back with the sword stuck through him.
So we're just cutting motherfuckers, I guess. Glenn, who you picking?
Gotta be Drew.
Yeah.
Sword and all. He's got to get his final win in front of a crowd.
His final win is his last win ever?
No, he's got. Sorry,
Drew McIntyre is all elite.
I phrased that wrong. He has finally got to get a win with a full crowd.
Oh yeah, definitely. The next match is going to be something Jeremy's going to be super into as well. Glenn was really unenthusiastic about the SmackDown Tag Team title match. I'm really unenthusiastic about Alexa Bliss taking on Eva Marie. Bliss is obviously going to win with some sort of weird mind game, or the doll's going to wink, or something like that. So Alexa Bliss wins. Yeah. Jeremy, what do you think?
Gee, I've got to follow that. Well, thanks for feeding me, pal.
I didn't think you could
yeah,
get
I
lower
don't know.
than Glenn, but I went lower.
You doubted me a while back, Brent, when I was excited that Eva Marie was coming back.
Like
I think she and old Dewdrop, or as our buddy Doc Manson called her, Donut, the other day on the DDT podcast. Yeah, he misspoke.
I almost spit my soda everywhere.
He misspoke. There's definitely going to be some doll play in this match, which is what it is. But I think the focus is going to be on old the Dewdrop Donut. I think she will factor into this thing, and some way, shape, or form, Eva Marie has her hands raised at the end of the night.
There we go. Eva Marie is going to be the winner. Jeremy's not just saying that because she's beautiful either. Glenn, how excited are you for this one?
Very, actually.
Okay.
I love what Alexa Bliss does.
Glenn likes the wrestle spooky.
I do like wrestle spooky. And I've known Piper Niven for a long while. And I think tonight we get Piper Niven back.
I hope you're right.
No more Dewdrop?
I think no more Dewdrop.
No more donut.
I think that whatever happens, because Alexa has taken over the Fiend persona, really.
Yeah.
To an extent. And one of the things that the Fiend always did was they always said that if anybody had contact with the Fiend, then they reverted back to a former. And I think tonight we get Dewdrop turning on Eva Marie and coming back as Piper Niven.
You know what, Glenn? I didn't think of that, but if that happens, I'll like this match a lot more than I do right now. Mayor, what do you think?
So we've got to give Bliss the win.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get at. I was trying to figure out if she turned after the match, who was winning there.
No, Bliss has got the win, but
okay.
But Dewdrop turns on Eva Marie. We get rid of the Dewdrop gimmick. She becomes a major player in the women's division, which it absolutely needs. Piper Niven in that women's division, a bloody good wrestler.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you there. All right, Mayor. It's down to you. We got one for Eva Marie. To the shock of no one.
I think Eva Marie is so happy to be at Summerslam this weekend. That she actually might not show up because she's still looking for the Summerslam event. I see Bliss winning this. Some sort of doll shenanigans just keeps going. And then maybe after the match, this is where Dewdrops her coalition with Eva Marie. And then she splits off as Piper Niven on her own. But I still see Bliss winning, and then there being a split up between Eva Marie and Dewdrop / Piper.
/Donut.
Donut.
Don't leave that part out.
I do not approve of that message.
The next match is for the United States Championship. It's Sheamus. Who can remember that Sheamus is the United States Champion? Nobody, because nobody remembers. He's taking on Damian Priest. Jeremy, you get to go first.
Who did Sheamus beat for it?
Didn't he beat Riddle at WrestleMania, right?
Oh, maybe so. Is that when he bloodied his lip real good?
He's defended the title a grand total of 3 times since then. I think.
Fighting champion, that Sheamus. This is Priest's moment. They got here's your chance, to get Priest away from whatever he was doing, get him away from zombie matches with the Miz. Have him beat a credible professional, a future Hall of Famer in Sheamus. This is Priest's match to win, and he gets the belt here.
All right, Glenn, you're up.
Yep, I agree entirely with Jeremy. This is Priest match to win. They basically told the story on Monday night of the Miz Morrison sort of discontent with Morrison being unhappy with Miz lying about the wheelchair and everything. So that's going to be a totally separate feud. It gets Priest away, and he becomes champion tonight.
And Sheamus can lose here. It doesn't hurt Sheamus to lose.
No, of course not. Because he could always go along at the fact that he's still injured, and there might be some shenanigans with the mask.
Definitely. I mean, has the potential to be a good match. Priest is awesome in the ring. Sheamus is not a.
Actually, it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a sleeper match. It's really good.
Definitely, Mayor. Who are you taking?
I'm taking Priest. I mean, he has to win this match. This is going to be a big win for him. Get the belt at SummerSlam. They see a lot in the guy. I see a lot in the guy. I think got a good speaking voice, good in the ring, looks good, big guy. I mean, what's not to really like about the guy? In Vince's eyes, and that's all that really matters anyway, is Vince's eyes. So, Priest wins.
I mean, obviously, I think Priest is going to win. Priest is one of the few guys who I think got more into his own character as he came up to the main roster than he was when he was in NXT. Because while I always thought he was good in the ring, the whole gimmick of him he goes to nightclubs and dates models and all this bull crap, that it doesn't fit him. That character doesn't fit him. So like now what they have him doing fits him more than I think what he was doing in NXT. And I think, I mean, you got to start pushing this guy toward the main event. So he wins the United States title here, hopefully defends that title a few more times than Sheamus has since WrestleMania. Makes that belt something, but I do think Damian Priest is definitely going to win.
I had one stipulation to this.
Yes.
Before I forget, since we all picked Priest to win, can we get a picture after he wins with the title in the hot tub with some more ladies and Triple H in his leather pants? Brent's removed himself from the show.
Wait. He's in his leather pants in the hot tub?
Don't you get into a hot tub with your leather pants on? Jeez.
I mean, I do, but...
Well, I mean, okay, then. I think we all do.
I go over to a friend's house. They say, we're going to get in the hot tub. I'm like, I didn't bring my fucking leather pants. I'm going to tell
Okay. Sorry about that.
That was the worst. He shows up he just won the North American Championship, and then he jumps into a freaking hot tub with his boots and leather pants on. They melted to his ass. He couldn't get out of the hot tub. They had to drain it. All right.
I'm not one of those weird, like, what I don't know what they call it, the weird writers of, like sexual, like storyline.
What's your favorite website on the dark web, Mayor?
I have my bouncing IP address, so I can't give that information.
If we're gonna have that though, in the hot tub already has got to be Cameron Grimes and Ted DiBiase with two nubiles celebrating Cameron Grimes' win.
I love that idea. That doesn't end SummerSlam. I don't know what we're doing. The next match, I think everybody's really excited for this one. I think the build-up for this has been really good. The promos back and forth between these guys have been really good. Edge is taking on Seth Rollins, and Glenn gets to do us the distinction of picking first. Go ahead,
Glenn. This is a tough one to call, but because I've loved what both of them have actually been doing. And I think that Edge puts over Seth. So Seth to win.
I didn't see that coming, but there you go. Who gets to go next? I don't remember. Mayor, it's your turn. Who are you picking?
I am going Edge. A man who can get his face that red on television, and he had the Brood theme last night. I mean, I can't go against that. I'm just gonna go with that. I mean, the good
underrated theme.
Oh yeah.
I've still got to watch some. I've still got to watch SmackDown from last night.
Edge wins. And I'm not sure what Cesaro's been doing lately, but I wouldn't mind getting an Edge and Cesaro match somewhere down the road.
Ooh.
That's one of those things I never thought I needed until you said it. That sounds great. This should be a really good match. I would say second most match I'm looking forward to this weekend besides the UK championship match. It really could go either way because I could see Edge winning just because he hasn't won too many matches since he came back. I mean, he won the Royal Rumble, but he lost both those matches to Roman. So I think I'm gonna take Edge to win here. I really hope that we don't get like 3 or 4 more matches out of these guys. Like I think just the one match, maybe another one, but just the one match is gonna be enough for this feud. Yeah. But I think that Edge is gonna get the victory here. I mean, it should be a really good match. I can't see how it's not gonna be. Jeremy, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with Edge on this one. You know, I was watching SmackDown last night, and we're watching it, and I told my daughter that Edge is going to murder a man this weekend. He's going to murder Seth Rollins this weekend. Seth is going to bump around like a madman for him. Edge takes this, and I just wonder one of two things here. I mean, we could see a darker turn for Edge. I like Mayor. I like your idea with Cesaro maybe coming up. But I think you need a heel Edge for that. Cesaro would have to be the babyface there. So either we turn Edge in some way. But I'm with you, Brent. Hopefully this is the end of Edge and Seth. They've been great. I've liked both guys a whole lot, their promos and their build, but Edge takes this match. Because to your point, he didn't win those matches with Roman, and you just can't keep beating him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then I think he won one match against Orton, but then he lost the next one. So it's not like Edge is on a tear of winning matches here. Yeah. So he's got to start winning some matches. I think this is the perfect way to do it. It doesn't hurt Seth at all to lose to Edge, not at all. So, man, I just sitting here talking about it with you guys, I'm even more excited about this match. I think it's fucking going to be awesome. So the next match, it's a triple threat match, which I'm glad this is the only triple threat match we got. Everything else is one-on-one or a tag team match. So that's good. I'm glad we didn't get, 7 triple threat matches because they like to do that. We got Nikki, almost a superhero, taking on Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. The Mayor gets to go first. Mayor, what do you think?
Oh, man. This is actually the match that I'm having the hardest time picking, probably. I see Charlotte winning it, though. I see Charlotte winning it because I think they put the belt on her for an eventual Becky Lynch turn, so it means Becky's chasing the belt. And I don't know. I think it's a little too early to pull the rug out from Nikki, almost a superhero ASH, but I think Charlotte wins it. That's my pick, Charlotte. I'm almost talking myself out of it.
You tried to. You did try to talk yourself. It seemed like you were hoping one of us would be like, no, but we were just like,
keep talking. Jumped in.
Keep talking.
Keep going. They obviously didn't put it on Nikki Ash for her to have a long run. And I'm not trying to disparage anything that she does. It's just, they didn't put the belt on her to give her an 8-month title run. It's just not going to happen. And I don't see Ripley winning it back either. Yeah, it's going to be Charlotte. The internet is going to burn, but it is going to be Charlotte who wins this one. Jeremy, what do you think?
Yep, it is Charlotte. Nikki does not need the belt to be over with the people. You never saw the Hurricane as the WWE champion. He didn't need to be. He was over as he was. They give it to Charlotte. They keep racking up those title wins. They get her closer and closer to 16 or 17 total championships. They keep her happy. They keep her in the mainstream, cross-promoting various products and deals with WWE. Keep her happy because old Andrade's over there on the other channel, and old Rick's probably going to be over there on the other channel. You don't want Charlotte over there on the other channel, so you keep her where she is, keep her happy. Charlotte wins, and yes, I do think we see Rebecca tonight.
Check Twitter first and see if she has any trolls on there, because if she's trolling on Twitter, I don't think she's coming back.
Yeah, she's good at that.
I just want to say, one thing that always makes me laugh about the whole Andrade Charlotte situation. It's funny when people report things such as Andrade wants Charlotte at AEW. Well, of course he does. Right. They're engaged. They probably want to see each other every day. That's not news.
Yeah, they like to hang out.
I want to live in the same house as my wife. Is that a shocker? No, that sounds pretty fucking feasible to me. So You're not reporting news by saying that. Stop saying that shit. You're an idiot. Sorry. That's fine. I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. Glenn, are we clean sweeping Charlotte, or are you picking somebody else?
No, we're clean sweeping Charlotte. Yep. I don't know whether it was just the crowd from not last night because I haven't seen it, but last week's SmackDown during Nikki Ash promo, there were actually boos. And I think people are getting fed up with the goody push this thing down our throats. It's all right with the kids, but the adults are getting a bit fed up with it. And I think it's time, especially with Becky coming back, either whether it's tonight or on Monday, it's the time for her to have Charlotte have the title.
It's more
if there's ever a time for Becky
and Becky to be together,
right?
Yeah,
right. If there's ever a time for Becky to come back, it's got to be tonight, right? Unless they're planning on holding out until Royal Rumble. That's the only thing I could think of, because you got this big stadium full of fans. I mean, tonight makes the most sense.
Yeah.
The next match, this should be a really good match too. It's Bianca Belair taking on Sasha Banks. I get to go first here. If you'll remember, we did a live thing for WrestleMania 2. And for the first time ever in the history of me seeing Sasha Banks on my television, I picked her to lose a match. I did. The mayor tried to talk me out of it. He was screaming, "Don't do it, Brent. Don't do it," before I did it. And I'm not going to do it twice. I can't do it twice. So I'm taking the boss. Sasha Banks. Hi, Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks wins. Jeremy, what do you think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think Sasha wins here. I've kind of gone back and forth on this one. If the match happens, because hasn't there been some scuttlebutt about it not actually happening?
I did hear that, yes.
No, I
so we'll see. I mean, if it goes off, I think Sasha wins, and I think they'll ping pong this belt back and forth for a while. This is a feud that could last at least until Survivor Series time. So yeah, I'm going with Sasha.
Glenn?
In my total scuppering any sort of prediction title that I might have chance, I'm going to go with Bianca.
I'm glad you picked Bianca just because I wanted to hear you say her name, because I love the way Glenn says it. But I'm glad he picked her.
Yes, Bianca Belair. She's going to win this one.
I do think that new pairing with if Carmella and Selena Vega are now going to be with Sasha Banks, I like that.
I like that a lot. Yeah,
me too.
Mayor.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Mayor, who are you taking? I think I know. Go ahead.
The quick answer would be Sasha, because I'm never going to pick against Sasha. But my reasoning behind it, I think I have a legitimate reasoning here. I see this being a best of 3 rubber match kind of deal, where Sasha wins tonight with the help of not Charlotte, it's the help of Carmella and Zelina. So the third match is going to take place at Hell in a Cell, so there can't be outside interference, and that's going to be the third rubber match, and that's going to be the build-up because she needed someone else to help her win. And then Makes Sasha sense. Wins again because I'm not picking against her. So Sasha.
There we go.
Don't you think now if Sasha wins that she's going to lose it on Monday?
That does happen a lot. If it's
in
Boston, she's losing the belt. They never let the poor girl win in her own town.
It's a really good point. Yeah, no, the rematch and it's next Friday.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. The only thing I hate rematches right after pay-per-views, because it's like, well, then what the fuck did I watch the pay-per-view for if you're just going to show me the rematch 3 days later?
Yeah.
At least you have to pay $60 to see it and then get the same fucking match. Anyway, we got the WWE Championship match. It's Bobby Lashley taking on Goldberg. I know everybody's really excited about this one. They're as excited as Glenn is for the Usos versus the Mysterios. And Jeremy, you get to pick it first. Who you taking?
What's Baby Goldberg's name? What's Goldberg's son's name?
It's a weird
Does
name.
anybody know?
It's a,
We
it's
don't
a
know.
weird
Okay,
name.
whatever his name is. Yeah.
Gage. That's it.
Gage. Okay.
Gage.
The
that's
point.
it.
The whole point of this match is for Gage to spear MVP. That's the whole point. This is happening.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna spear MVP. That's the big spot. Goldberg has always been about. I wanted this. I wanted to come back because I wanted my son to see me wrestle, and I wanted my son to see me win a championship. Well, now my son gets to participate in a match on a pay-per-view. But despite all that, Lashley leaves with the belt. This whole deal. Hopefully, it's not more than 5 or 6 minutes. We get the Gage spear, but some way, shape, or form, Lashley wins.
Glenn, what's it gonna be?
It's going to be Lashley. Goldberg's not going to turn up week after week defending the title or creating new feuds.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not a case of like it was with the shock factor of him beating Brock Lesnar. So, what's the point?
And it's also not WrestleMania season, so he's not gonna win the belt. Only have to hold it for a month to face somebody else.
That's it.
So.
No, he's got a long way to go with that. So, no, it's Lashley.
And you have Charlotte and Goldberg winning the same night. The internet's really gonna burn. Bayer, who are you taking?
I'm talking myself out of seeing Goldberg winning because I don't want to see it happen. I say Lashley wins, but then some fellow walks by with one of these. Not a Hulk Hogan, not a Hulk Hogan lunchbox, but a briefcase. We didn't have a briefcase here. So Hulk Hogan does not show up.
That would have been that'd be a sight.
Lashley wins in a brutal match where he gets speared and he's completely exhausted, maybe jackhammered, probably speared twice, a jackhammer. Either MVP helps him kick out at that time, and that's where the spear happens, and there's some shenanigans. And then right after that, Lashley retains through what's his finishing move? The Hurt Lock?
The Hurt
Lock.
Yeah, so he retains through that, and he's beat up. And then Big E comes down. Las Vegas.
Big E hasn't got the briefcase.
Well, he gets it back. I mean, he pays Baron Corbin in a Lunchable and $4 to get it back. I don't know. But yeah, he gets it back. Big E comes down, and then he wins, and he gets his moment winning. New Day even on the card?
No,
we put them on. We put them in Las Vegas so they can come out and celebrate with them.
Okay. No, I don't hate that idea because I think obviously Big E can't cash in on Roman. We'll get to that match next.
No.
So yeah,
so
that's
what
I see happening.
It was always going to be a cash in on Lashley. It was never ever going to be on Roman.
And that's how you keep Lashley still looking strong. Yeah. And you get the belt on Big E, and then they can have their celebration on Monday Night Raw with New Day. That's how I see it happening. That everyone goes happy. Gage or Cage or whatever. Tage, I don't know, gets his spear on MVP, and everyone goes home happy at that point on that match.
So they at the celebration, they're throwing pancakes everywhere, pancakes for everybody. They're all on the floor, and we see Corbin picking them up.
With his Lunchables and $4.
Yeah, and then later on Hulk Hogan lunchbox. They go to the back, and Corbin's standing in the fucking concession area selling pancakes. He's selling pancakes. What a gimmick! I love it. And then you can Baron Corbin, the Pancake Man. I love it.
I'd buy a Baron Corbin pancake shirt right now. So WWE shop, sell me that.
You're gonna have Baron Corbin pancake mix syrup. Forget about it. The Baron Corbin pancake cookbook. I'm not going to get long-winded here. Lashley's going to win. It'll probably be a 4 or 5 minute hard-hitting match. It will be what it is, and I think Lashley gets the win. I didn't think of Big E cashing in, but it was supposed to be another hell of a time. You got this big crowd. He wins his first championship. That would be really cool. All right. Well, it is the main event. We've got the greatest of all time, 16-time world champion John Cena taking on the reigning, defending, Universal Tribal Chief, head of the table, Roman Reigns. It's gonna be I'm so excited for this. I listened to John Cena's theme song this morning. I listened to Roman's theme song 8 times this morning, as I do every morning. I'm jacked up for this one. Glenn, who do you think is gonna win?
Until they make the stipulation that if Cena wins, Reigns leaves, I was going to go that Cena would take the title for the 17th after releasing Ric Flair. They would make Cena the best title winner of all time. But
in spite.
There is no, in spite, but there is no way that they're going to let Reigns go anywhere. So it's got to be Reigns.
Did they make that stipulation last night? That if he leaves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, motherfucker, you just ruined it.
Yes, that's a bit of big bone of contention within the bestie chat.
Yikes. All right. Well, Mayor, they spoiled it themselves. Who are you picking?
I mean, Ric Flair's had 18 retirement matches. Does it really mean he'd leave?
Terry Funk just had a retirement match yesterday. So
Leo Rush has quit and retired and come back to wrestling 4 times during this podcast alone.
And nobody cares.
Not
one person.
So, I mean, stipulations like that really don't mean anything, but I still think Reigns wins. I just see Reigns winning. They're not pulling it off Reigns anytime soon, I don't think. But if they do, it's to Cena, I think. I don't know who else beats Reigns right now. I think he's the best thing going in wrestling, and it's hard for me to say that because I haven't been a huge fan of the guy in the past, but man, the guy's just killing it every week. And so I see Reigns winning.
All right. Like them making the stipulation or whatever, like I didn't think there was any chance that John Cena was going to win anyway, just for the simple fact that he does all these movies and shit and he's not going to be hanging around to defend the belt. But now that they made that stipulation, I definitely can't see him winning. So Roman Reigns is going to win. Anytime I get to see John Cena on my TV screen doing professional wrestling, I'm always going to be happy. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. That music's going to hit, and I'm going to scream like I always do every time this music hits. And my wife's going to go, oh, my God, why do you do that? But Roman Reigns is going to win. You can't take it off him. As my buddy Jeremy here once said, have you seen how he looks walking to the ring? So you can't take the belt off. Yeah. Jeremy, you get to close us out.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's the same thing I said when we did the WrestleMania preview. Just look at the guy. You know, you're not taking it off of him, stipulation or not. But, you know, even though we all know that the stipulation is garbage and it pretty much signals that Reigns is winning this thing, John Cena, I don't know if you guys know this, he's very good at professionally sports entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
He's very good at it. And the way that they've been doing those promos, or he's been doing those promos where I'm going to beat you 1, 2, 3, there's going to be tons of false finishes in this thing with Cena on top, Roman getting counted. The people are going to be counting with every count. They've sold that 1, 2, 3 promo. John Cena is a very good professional wrestler, and he's going to sell this whole thing to us in the ring. Reigns wins, but it's going to be very good, and we're going to forget that we already know the finish.
You've talked us in. You've talked me into a ref bump here.
Yep, it's set up for one
because and the people count 1, 2, 3, but no ref.
Yep, and they can always bring it back at WrestleMania.
And of course, with the ref bump, it also lets the Usos
come out.
If Reigns is in jeopardy, come out and do some shenanigans.
Yep.
Once again, Jeremy's done the booking for us.
Hey,
there
look out.
Go. The Bookmaster. That's your new name.
Hey.
The Bookmaster. Well, pals, that's going to do it for this fun pay-per-view preview show that we've done here. Glenn and Jeremy, why don't you give me your social media plugs for your show? Where can we follow you guys? All that good stuff.
Glenn, tell them where they can find us.
There we go.
Well, find us at A Piece of Business on Twitter, Piece of Business on Instagram, Jeremy APL and NFL, myself at GA WrestleNut on Twitter, and Glenn Abbott. Just find me anywhere on Instagram or
He's
Facebook.
everywhere.
I'm everywhere.
He's international playboy. I don't know if you heard.
He is an international playboy,
Please,
intercontinental playboy.
please follow us on Instagram. We've got very few followers on there, so give us a follow on there because there is some good shit coming up next week.
Oh,
That's right. There is some good stuff coming up there. Anybody interested in the podcast, we usually record Sundays. We will record tomorrow morning, get that thing out sometime tomorrow. We try to watch and talk about as much as we can. We put over NXT UK every week, as we say, the best weekly, consistent WWE product out there. And we watch along with some old school matches. Check the back catalog on all your favorite podcast platforms. We try to dabble in all types of wrestling. So, check us out.
Not only
And
do you guys
also-
dabble into wrestling, you also have really good conversations about just life in general. Some of the best conversations that you guys have had are not wrestling related for me. You guys talk about a lot of stuff in the world that people need to bring more attention to, and I think it's a really good show. Everybody should listen to
We appreciate that. We've heard that from someone else as well. And, maybe we change formats. Who knows? But, so thank you, Brent. You've been a supporter for a long time. We appreciate you putting us over all the time.
We do.
Anytime.
Like I say, next week I'm actually going to a wrestling show. So I will be doing live feeds from our great metropolis of London on Instagram and maybe even Facebook and YouTube on that Friday. And I might be even getting some decent interviews with some ladies that we've already had on our show.
Well, there we go. If that doesn't get you to follow him on Instagram, I don't know what will.
Conversations with Women with Glenn.
There we go. That's the podcast right there.
Wrestling women.
Wrestling Women with Glenn.
There we go. Mayor of Canton. Where can we follow you on Twitter? It's at Mayor of Canton, correctly?
I think so. I don't know. I don't even follow myself. I suggest if you can find me, follow me. I'm the mayor of Canton. I think that's what it says. We'll do it like DMD, Mayor of Canton. No, Mayor of Canton. Follow me there. Good shit, pal. This has been some good shit. Had a lot of good time on here today. We need to do this on all the big events because this is fun. This builds the excitement for me to watch the shows. Yeah. So thank you for that, guys.
I think you can always count on us doing a live pay-per-view preview show for the 4 major events. We'll definitely be on here for, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam. And I usually do join Glenn and Jeremy for their WWE pay-per-view prediction shows, so make sure you always check them out. Follow the Mayor Canton. We do the Mayor of Superstars. We got a new episode coming out this Tuesday on all your platforms that you can listen to your podcast on. Make sure you check that out. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AWIPod. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Enjoy your weekend. I'm just going to play a couple of the videos that I made. I'm going to let you guys get out of here and enjoy the show. I'm sure I will talk to you gentlemen later. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
The only thing left to do is for Glenn to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
All right. I'll see.
Look, once upon a time, and I heard that I was ugly. Came from a chick